History is flush with many amazing speeches. Most, however, are eventually lost to canvas-backed books, catching dust in public libraries. For it is only when those speeches are accompanied by decisive action that mere words can be converted into iconic moments in history. Abraham Lincoln at Gettysburg, Martin Luther King Jr. in Washington, Jobs and Churchill, Elizabeth I, Mandela and Roosevelt. After all, it is not the critic who counts. On June 6, 1966, United States Senator Robert Kennedy delivered one such address at the University of Cape Town, a speech wrapped up within a human story so unlikely that its message of hope is destined to transcend time. For that speech was made during a fascinating 4-day tour of South Africa, where Kennedy, carrying his liberal ideals, was flashed such a cold shoulder by the South African regime that the Washington Post would describe his visit as being as welcome as a mild plague. However, Bobby, as he was known, accompanied by his wife Ethel, flipped the disappointment of his shunning into opportunity, abandoning diplomatic protocol and connecting directly with ordinary South African people. From Stellenbosch to Soweto, Bobby and Ethel, with almost no security, walked the streets, extending their hands and exchanging ideas with the huge crowds from all sides of the political divide who had come out to see them. A display of humility unbefitting of politicians, let alone a man widely expected to be the next United States president. 5 manic days later, it was all over. However, Bobby Kennedy, through his carefully crafted speeches, and then one particular personal connection, had left South Africa with considerable cause for hope, while taking with him the story of a forgotten people whose message he was about to share with the world. The Messenger is a story exploring the curious parallels shared between South Africa and the United States in the 1960s. A story crisscrossing the Atlantic, weaving together a set of characters bound by both a common moral cause, but also by a man who, almost alone, was bridging the great political divides of his time. I believe his forgotten message to a broken people in 1966 holds an uncanny relevance in a world again plagued by political fracture. Bobby and Ethel Kennedy, James Meredith, Martin Luther King Jr., Ian Robertson, Albert Luthuli, Margaret Marshall, Steve Biko. This is The Messenger.